Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. This is the first of what I hope to make a regular video series of cycling tips and hints. So to start off this first one, I want to tell you a story about my father. I was visiting my parents a couple weekends ago, and my father was cleaning out his toolkit, and he had a very obscure tool that he had used once for a project a couple years previously. And he thought, I'm never going to need this tool again, so he got rid of it. Well, of course, a couple days later, he needed the tool, and he was lamenting the fact that he had gotten rid of it. And this actually reminded me of my athletes, because as a cycling coach, one of the most common questions I get is, how can I become a stronger cyclist? And the answer to this is really tough because it varies for everybody. Everybody's different. But one of the best answers I can give you is you need to build a good toolkit. And even if you have tools that you think are obscure and that you're never going to use, please keep them in your toolkit and actually revisit them every so often, because you never know when you might need that tool. So what do I mean by this? I mean that you need to be ready to respond to varying conditions. And these conditions can be both internal and external. An example of an external condition is the weather. For example, how you ride, what you wear, what you eat and drink will be very different on a cold day versus a hot day. On a cold day, your muscles are literally cold, and it might be harder to have that fast snap and fast response. On a hot day, your muscles are warmer, it might be easier to do that, but your heart is actually working a lot harder trying to pump that blood to keep you cool, so you might not be able to reach the top end because your heart rate is kind of elevated. So you need to be aware of these conditions and how your body responds differently, and you need to act accordingly. An example of an internal condition is sleep. So let's say you didn't get much sleep the night before, and you're just really kind of dragging, but you still want to get out on your bike and you want to have a good ride. Well, how do you do that when you aren't feeling your best? How you ride and get through that ride and still make it enjoyable is going to be much different than if you were to go into that ride feeling like you were 100%. Let's talk about the tools. What do I mean by tools? An example of a tool is cadence. So you can use high cadence or you can use low cadence. There is no right or wrong necessarily. You can use them for different things at different times. Another example is body position. You could be very upright on your bike, or you could be tucked low in that arrow position. So I want you to build a lot of different tools and put them into your toolkit, because you never know when you might need them. So practice different cadences, practice different body positions, practice seated pedaling and standing pedaling, practice on flats, practice on hills, practice in cold, practice in hot, practice short rides, practice intense rides, practice long rides. There is so much you can do. Just try a lot of variety. Make sure you can do different things and be ready to pull those tools out when you need them. And I guarantee you this will make you a stronger cyclist, and you will also have a lot more fun. So as I said, I hope to make this a regular series of cycling tips and hints. These are things I've learned over the years as a cyclist and as a cycling coach. So please stay tuned and check back regularly to see the updates. And if you have any ideas or any questions, please feel free to reach out. Your ideas, comments, questions would really inspire me and help me to keep this series going. Thank you.